What if I told you that some royal families are so wealthy, they make tech billionaires look like amateurs? We're not talking about luxury homes in Malibu or a private jet or two. We're talking palaces so vast they have their own zip codes, yachts bigger than cruise ships, and art collections that put entire museums to shame. From a king who secretly owns more land in the UK than the Queen ever did, to a prince whose $100 million yacht once starred in a James Bond film, to a royal family sitting on a fortune of $1.4 trillion, yes, with a T. These are not fairy tales. They are real dynasties that stretch from the deserts of Arabia to the skyscrapers of New York and London, and their lifestyles redefine what it means to be rich. But here's the catch: behind the gold-plated palaces and billion-dollar mega projects lies a truth few outsiders ever see. Because these royals aren't just spending fortunes, they're reshaping the future of global power. Stay with me, because the revelation at minute 11 will make you question everything you thought you knew about wealth. Welcome to a journey inside a world where money doesn't just buy comfort, it buys countries, skyscrapers, and even history itself. Today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain on the billion-dollar lifestyles of Arab royals. In this video, you'll discover how a desert ruler turned sand into skylines, how a fallen prince rebuilt his empire after being locked inside a luxury hotel prison, and how the youngest Emir in the Gulf quietly commands global markets with a family fortune bigger than most nations' GDP. And just wait, because by the end, you'll see how these families aren't just living in unimaginable luxury, they're shaping the future of power, culture, and legacy on a global scale. So buckle up, this is not your average story about wealth. This is royalty, redefined. When it comes to sheer luxury, few names shine brighter than Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai and the undisputed king of real estate. His personal fortune is estimated at $15 billion, but what makes him different isn't just the number in his bank account. It's the empire he's built, an empire so vast, it reshaped the very map of the Middle East. His palace in Dubai is so massive it requires its own postal code. Inside, marble corridors that stretch like hotel lobbies, a private zoo filled with exotic animals, and even a racetrack where his prized thoroughbreds train for global competitions. But the palace is only the beginning. Sheikh Mohammed is also one of the largest private landowners in the United Kingdom, controlling over 100,000 acres of countryside. That's more land than the late Queen Elizabeth II herself. From London to Ireland, Rome to Luxembourg, his properties are scattered across Europe like a royal monopoly board. And then there's his garage, if you can even call it that. Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Lamborghini Aventadors, and Aston Martin DB9, each car custom-made, each one a reflection of perfection on the water. His prized yacht, Dubai, once the largest private yacht in the world, cost $150 million to build. With its glass staircase, indoor pool, and cinema, it's less a yacht and more a floating palace. But here's the twist: Sheikh Mohammed isn't just buying luxury, he's engineering legacy. From the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on earth, to the Palm Jumeirah, a man-made island shaped like a palm tree, his vision transformed Dubai from a desert outpost into a global symbol of wealth and ambition. Every skyscraper, every marina, every glittering landmark whispers the same message. This is what absolute power looks like. If there's one royal who rewrote the rules of Arab wealth, it's Prince Alwaleed bin Talal, dubbed the Arab Warren Buffett. He wasn't content with palaces and oil money. He played the global stock market like a chessboard, holding massive stakes in Citigroup, Twitter, Four Seasons hotels, and even Disneyland Paris. At his peak, Alwaleed's personal fortune soared above $40 billion, ranking him among the 7 richest men on earth. His influence was everywhere: Wall Street, Hollywood, and European capitals. He wasn't just wealthy, he was untouchable. Or so it seemed. In 2017, everything changed. During Saudi Arabia's shocking anti-corruption crackdown, the prince was arrested and detained at the Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh. Overnight, the man who once negotiated billion-dollar deals found himself negotiating for his own freedom. by the time he was released. His fortune had reportedly shrunk to $17 billion, still immense, but far from his glory days. Yet even in decline, Alwaleed's lifestyle remained jaw-dropping. His kingdom palace in Riyadh, 317 rooms, Italian marble, gold ceilings, a private spa, and even a personal IMAX theater could easily rival the White House in scale and extravagance. His yacht, the Kingdom 5KR, was a floating fortress of luxury, stretching nearly 280 feet with 5 decks, a disco, and even an IMAX cinema on board. It was so iconic, it appeared in the James Bond film Never Say Never Again. And here's the drama: Donald Trump once tried to buy that very yacht. He failed twice. Because Alwaleed wasn't just another royal with money, he was the original Arab yachtsman, setting trends before the world could catch up. The fall from 40 billion to 17 billion might look like a defeat, but in the world of royals, survival is power. And Prince Alwaleed, he's still standing tall at just 40 years old. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the Emir of Qatar, is one of the youngest and richest sovereigns alive today. His family fortune is estimated at a staggering 335 billion, making him not just a political leader, but a financial powerhouse whose influence stretches far beyond the borders of his tiny nation. While most world leaders focus on politics, Tamim thinks in skyscrapers, stock markets, and sports arenas. His royal investments include the Shard in London, the tallest building in the United Kingdom, alongside major stakes in Volkswagen, British Airways, and Barclays Bank. When Sheikh Tamim moves, entire markets feel the ripple. But behind this young ruler stands a silent strategist, his mother, Sheikha Moza bint Nasser. Known for her elegance and intelligence, she is more than a queen mother, she's a deal maker. She famously bought 3 historic London mansions and merged them into one $330 million mega residence, now considered among the most expensive private homes on earth. The Al Thani family's reach doesn't stop at real estate. They own Parisian hotels, Manhattan pennant houses, and one of the most valuable art collections in the world. In 2015, they shattered records by paying $300 million for a Paul Gauguin painting, one of the highest prices ever for a work of art. And yet, their power isn't about flashy excess. It's about precision and planning under Tamim's leadership. Qatar hosted the 2022 World Cup, rebranded itself as a global sports hub, and reshaped media influence through Al Jazeera. The message is clear: Qatar may be small, but with bold strategies, it punches far above its weight. In the end, Sheikh Tamim isn't just ruling a country. He's building a future where Qatar stands shoulder to shoulder with the world's great powers. If wealth were an empire, the House of Saud would sit at its throne with an estimated family fortune of $1.4 trillion. The Saudi royal family isn't just rich, they are richer than entire nations. At the core of this fortune lies Saudi Aramco, the oil giant valued at over $2 trillion, fueling both the kingdom and the royal dynasty's unparalleled power. Add to that a sovereign wealth fund of $620 billion, and you begin to understand why the Saudis don't just play in global markets, they move them. But what makes the House of Saud fascinating isn't only the scale of their wealth, it's the way they wield it. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, known as MBS, has a personal net worth reported at $5 billion. Yet his influence comes not from yachts or palaces alone, but from how he invests. Stakes in Uber, SoftBank, Blackstone, even esports teams. MBS is turning Saudi oil money into a global tech and entertainment empire. Of course, luxury is never far away. Reports of gold-plated tissue boxes, a $450 million Leonardo da Vinci painting, and a $300 million French chateau, complete with moat and wine cellar, show just how extreme royal indulgence can be. The irony that wine cellar sits in a country where alcohol is officially banned, and then there's a Neom, MBS's most audacious project, a $500 billion futuristic megacity rising from the desert, promising flying taxis, robot servants, and innovations that sound closer to science fiction than reality. Here's the twist for the House of Saud. Luxury isn't just indulgence, it's strategy. Every purchase, every mega project, every global investment is part of a larger game, securing influence for the next century. In Saudi Arabia, Wealth isn't whispered, it's declared, and the world has no choice but to listen. When most people think of royalty, they imagine crowns, carriages, and old traditions. But for Arab royals, the crown is just the beginning. Their true power lies in how they shape the future. Take Sheikh Mohammed's vision for Dubai. What was once a sleepy desert town is now a skyline filled with wonders: the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on earth, and Palm Jumeirah, a man-made island that became a global icon. Or look at MBS in his futuristic city of Enium, a $500 billion project designed to reinvent urban life with flying taxis and AI-driven infrastructure. Their reach stretches far beyond the Gulf. The Qatari royal family is one of the largest landowners in Britain. Their art collections include record-breaking masterpieces like a $250 million Cézanne. They bankroll European soccer teams, Hollywood productions, and even global think tanks. But here's the part you won't see in glossy magazines. These families are not just chasing status. They are building dynasties meant to last centuries. Philanthropy, education, women's empowerment, and even disaster relief are all written into their legacy. For every gold-plated palace, there is a billion-dollar donation shaping global health and science. So, the question isn't whether Arab royals are wealthy. The real question is how they use that wealth to buy influence, to write history, and to ensure their names echo long after the oil runs dry. So after all the yachts, palaces, and billion-dollar skyscrapers, what does it really mean to be rich for Arab royals? Wealth isn't just measured in cars or castles. It's measured in legacies, cities built from sand, futures reshaped with oil, an influence that stretches from Beverly Hills to Buckingham Palace. They don't just own luxury, they own time. While most fortunes fade within a generation, these dynasties engineer empires meant to last for centuries. And here's the twist: behind every shimmering skyline or priceless painting lies a strategy, a reminder that true power doesn't shout, it owns. Now the question is yours. Should immense wealth be used to fund personal luxury or to shape the future of humanity? Comment your thoughts below. And don't miss our next deep dive into the hidden riches of Kim Jong-un's family.